Let's just go.
Well, that was uneventful.
Right, yeah. How about that?
That was Passion Fruit on Drake's new album, More Life.
It was just
That was the drizzle.
yeah. When you're just waiting for it to, it was.
I think he was just about to start talking because he doesn't really sing.
No,
But
no.
I like his music. I don't care what anybody says.
Fair enough.
And he's homegrown Canadian talent.
That's true.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Actually, here, I'll play this instead.
There you go.
Megadeth, peace sells, but who's buying?
That's right. Hard to beat that.
Yeah, I love that song. I don't know why. I need to find a Megadeth t-shirt. You like finding old rock band t-shirts now is expensive.
Yeah?
Yeah. A Ramones shirt was at, where was it? Not Urban Outfitters. I forget. It was one of the like high-end stores.
Okay, yeah.
Like what's that store at the mall downtown that everybody was freaking out about?
Oh, the one that's like in Rito Center.
Yeah.
Or attached to,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know
it's
the one
like,
you mean.
It's
Yeah,
like, high-end brands and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
They had a Ramones shirt for like $50.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the Ramones were about kids who could afford $50 t-shirts.
Yeah. Hey, man, it used to be 16.
Well, I guess in defense, the Ramones fans are now, our age,
Right.
maybe
Yeah.
even older, and if you
Sure.
can't afford a $50 t-shirt, like would you do?
Right. Good point. Good point.
Anyway,
You might as well.
that was Peace Sells, which is buying by Megadeth. Before that, what did I say? Passion Fruit
Yeah.
by our boy Drizzle. This is the Jody Mitic Podcast, episode 33. Do we have any sponsors this episode, or are we
Yeah,
just going
we
to
do.
freeball it?
Let's get right into the sponsors.
All right, you do the sponsors today. I don't feel like doing it.
First up, we got Strong Bars Nutrition.
Strong Bars.
Pure strength protein bars. Not your regular protein bar. This is premium protein bar. All organic, all natural, pure, simple ingredients. All real food things going on in here.
Wait a minute. We don't have any of the Azorball?
No,
We don't have any of that dye number 34?
not up in here, sir.
We don't have any artificial colors, sweeteners, and tasters?
Hasn't even gone near it.
We don't have any preservatives?
Nope, none, zero.
Is this even a food group?
Yeah,
Is this something you can actually ingest?
this is actually something you can put in your mouth.
But it's all natural.
I know it's strange. They took
Things in nature should not be eaten.
right. I know it's weird.
I learned this.
They figured this out somehow.
I
Yeah.
learned this.
Science.
I feel like you're messing with me.
I wouldn't do that.
So this is real food,
It's real food.
real nutrition,
Yeah, squished into bar form.
and it's delicious.
Delicious.
Amazing.
And what we can do for the people out there who want some of this real
What?
food delicious bar, we're going to go ahead and give them 10% off.
10%.
Yeah. Promo code MITIC. Use capital letters.
Oh.
MITIC.
So it's case sensitive.
Yes. Use capital letters. I got an email the other day, so I contacted Phil and he squared us away there. So use capital letters MITIC.
Right.
And you're going to be good to go on
10% off on
that
those
10%
delicious pieces of all natural nutrition.
That's right.
Get it all up in you.
Speaking of getting it in you, little Firehouse Coffee Roasters.
We're
just
enjoying a
got
cup
in
right
me.
now.
Yeah, I've already finished mine. So good, especially out of this Apache mug. That's the sound of good coffee just going down the hatch.
Oh, I think the French press left a little. Well, there's some grounds in here.
A little bit of goodness left in the bottom of that cup.
Oh,
Can't beat that. And you can't beat that it's small batch coffee roaster. So the beans, they always be fresh.
and where can we find them?
On the Facebook, Firehouse Coffee Roasters, FIREHAUS.
Like Zajamans.
Thank you.
I always have to say that. I don't know
know.
why. I just feel better.
Me too.
Like it's from Snatch, right? You know that, right?
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that for a long time.
Hurry, Tommy, before the Germans get here.
That's such a good movie.
They're making a TV series out of it.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, but
Okay.
finish it up. Is that it? We wrapped it, right? That's good.
Yeah, we're good. And a little book on flinching.
Oh.
The making
Where
of
can
a
they find Unflinching?
Canadien sniper. Ooh, all sorts of places like Chapters, Indigo, Barnes and Noble.
But our preferred place is if you were to go through the Jody Mitic podcast website, click on our little Amazon click-through,
Yeah.
buy the book there, and then you help keep the podcast going and help put my kids through university.
That's right.
Beautiful.
Thanks, everyone.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. So, hey, man.
Episode 33.
33 has been a while.
Here we are. I know.
So let's just for now tell all the troops out there, you might want to settle in on like every 2 weeks
right.
ish.
The schedule's a little cramped.
Well, I just don't have enough time.
Yeah.
And I was in Toronto last week doing Canada Reads. That was fun. And I'm just, I'm constantly like, it's the spring for some reason. This keeps happening. I keep saying I'm going to take it easy for the next 3 months. And then just like event after event after thing after meeting just comes in.
Yeah. It's nonstop action.
Well, it's just I need about 36 hours in a day and about 9 days in a week.
Yeah. That would fix it up
And I
real good.
might get more done.
Yeah.
Or I'd just watch more Netflix.
Sure. More Naked and Afraid, maybe.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I'm having a lot of trouble lately. Like I know we've talked about this for a while, but I get home and I take my legs off, my prosthetic legs. If you're a listener of the Jody Mitic podcast and you don't know I have prosthetic legs, then you're not paying attention.
You're actually not listening. Yeah.
And I'm just tired already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like anything else that takes effort.
Yep.
Read. I can do some reading. I'm reading the manuscript for the new book, trying to edit out the parts I don't like.
Right on.
And that can take a lot of effort, especially because there's stuff like gets really boring,
Right.
and you're just like, I have to read it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we just did a little research watching Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what research are you asking out there, tribe? Just to see how dumb TV is,
Yeah.
because neither of us have cable,
Nope.
but I have Crave and Netflix.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Netflix. That's it.
Yeah. Well, Naked and Afraid, was that Netflix?
I
I believe it was. I believe it was Netflix. I've never bothered to watch the show because I was like, I feel like I just get angry at how stupid it is.
Yeah. That was my
And
thought
I was correctamundo.
too. Yes. 100%.
Although I didn't really get angry as so much as just, it's like that feeling you get when you're proven right.
Yes. Absolutely. Which I feel literally all of the time.
Like I just
of
walk
course.
around in life.
Yeah.
So but did you know we watched the beginning of 2 episodes and then we watched 1 full episode?
Yeah.
What's the theme you saw?
That the teams that go out, they go out in teams of 2, 1 man and 1 girl, and the man was always about twice as old as the girl was, the girl being usually early 20s.
The 3 we looked at anyway. I mean, there's 5 seasons.
Yeah.
So that is by no means what do you call that? A proper sample group.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I think we'd need to watch probably 6 or 7,
yeah.
maybe more. But the first one, we watched the beginning of the first episode ever.
Yep.
40-year-old man-child
Yes.
and 22-year-old, I don't know, how would you describe her?
Old young lady? She
Yeah.
seemed
She was 22 but looked like she was 44.
Yeah.
But like a hard 44.
Hard.
We're so mean. And then neither, like the first episode, neither of them had the look of, oh, I can kick it in the wilderness.
Yeah, and her title at 22 years old was survival expert.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
No, don't buy it.
First of all, no one's a survival expert. Otherwise, it'd be just people that have survived forever.
Right?
But like when we were looking at the dude, the body on him, I was like, you don't look like somebody who survives for a living.
No, he's living very comfortably. Yeah.
Yeah, like Les Stroud, our man, Survivor Man, he's bodied up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not big, he's not buff or anything, but you look at him and you're like, oh yeah, that's the body of someone that lives outside all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
And this dude,
not happening.
And then the girl, like she looked like she had no actual muscle fiber.
No, it's like she had never actually done anything physical in her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the full
strange.
episode we watched, we picked it because it was season 5 and it was in Canada.
Yeah.
This fella that claimed to be American Special Forces, and I know we've gone over this, and many of you that listen are Special Forces or have worked around them.
Yep.
That's the Green Berets. I've worked with the Green Berets. Got a bunch of boys that I still kick it with in the Green. He was no Green Beret.
Didn't seem like it.
I feel like, and I don't know the structure of the Green Beret system 100%, but if I understand it, and I know they've rejigged it in the last decade or so, but if I remember correctly, there was the Charlie, Bravo, Alpha team.
Right.
So there was each team or level of support.
Yep.
Like the show A-Team, that's where they get the name. The A-Team was the team in the field, right?
Okay, yep.
In the company or platoon that you're in. I feel like he must have been on the B or C team.
Yeah.
If he was a frontline A-Team dude,
Big trouble.
well, I just don't see a guy with that level of training and experience getting so upset from not being able to light a fire a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah, and being like mentally broken down on like day 4 because it was cold.
Oh no, it's cold to get you.
Yeah, but
No, the
he's
cold-
supposed to be the guy though.
But it's like I said, there's a difference between, Luke and I were talking about this before we turned on the recorder, and you guys know, anybody who's done this knows, huge difference between, oh yeah, I can hang out outside and chill and be awesome, versus but as long as you got your Poly Pro and your fleecy,
right, sure, okay,
right,
yeah,
and your merino wool hat,
yep,
you know, and your Ranger blankie, your Snuggie,
yeah,
and your Gore-Tex, and
Yep.
even take most of that away. You know, you'll probably have your poncho, probably have at least one of your fleecy sweaters.
yeah,
You know, I'm just saying there's that, and then there's naked.
yeah.
Like
Actually,
they were straight up naked.
Yeah,
And then my man gave up on his fire.
yeah, big time. You know what? Like 100% true. Like I wouldn't even want to take my shirt off and run out to my car right now, which is not far. I wouldn't want to do it. It's cold and it's raining.
Would you do it in a t-shirt?
I mean, I would do it, but I wouldn't. It wouldn't be my choice,
Right.
because I know it'd be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. And they were in a part of Ontario where, you know, Ontario's just a big bog.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so even in the summer, a lot of places it maybe gets up to 21, which in American is like 70. Sorry, there's like something sticking out of my microphone.
Something funky on the mic there. Fuzzies.
Or is it my beard? Kind of weird. But yeah, so what was he, 35?
Yep.
She was 23.
That's right.
And if she wasn't there, he might have died.
Yeah, he might.
I feel like he would have died for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was interesting. He gave up on the fire way too quick.
Yeah, he did.
And you know what? Watching it now, this is how crazy people are. He was so embarrassed. This is what I think happened. He was so embarrassed that he couldn't light the fire when he was like, "Oh, I'm this big fire expert," and like that was his thing going in.
That's right.
Right. He even said if you use the fire starter that they provide you, which in this case they didn't, because he was all like, "I don't need that shit."
Yeah.
They just gave him some paracord. So he was so embarrassed that the one thing he said for sure, "Don't worry, I can take care of this," so he couldn't do it right away.
Yeah.
He started doing other things.
Yeah.
Right. So
Trying to
he's
be
like,
really good at
oh,
something
okay.
else.
So you know what? I'll do the shelter because I know I can do this good. And you know what? He built an okay looking shelter for a couple hours work.
Yep.
That's a couple hours. You get the fucking fire started, dog.
For sure.
But the human psyche is so like, we're so fragile.
Yeah.
And for all we know, he was a Green Beret A-team dude. And I'm just talking shit right now. And I'd love it if he schooled me. But that's like, it's Naked and Afraid. I'm a ex special forces guy. Here's this 22-year-old hot blonde girl, and we're both naked, and I can't get a fire started, so I got to show her what I can do.
That's right. That's exactly what's going on.
When what he really should have been doing is just like nonstop fire starting.
Yeah. 100%.
Until he got that fire going.
First priority.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I was something in my microphone. What day did they finally get a fire? Day 4 or 5?
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Yeah, and it rained on them every night.
Yeah, it didn't rain the first night, but I think it rained like the next, maybe.
I think it
3
rained
nights.
the first night.
Did it? Yeah,
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
It was awful right from the get go.
Yeah, and anyway, like I was saying, dude, like cold.
Yeah.
You can be the most professional, tough guy in the world.
Yep.
You get cold.
Yeah, it'll break you down.
We've talked about this.
That's true.
You start to forget everything. Nothing else matters. You're just miserable. You can't think. You can't. It's just like someone asks you a question. You're just like, what? Fuck. I'm cold. And like they said, and what is it? 15 minutes of shivering burns as much fat as an hour of exercise. Now, my man had a few extra pounds.
Yep.
But the young lady, she didn't really have that much to spare.
That's right.
But she was solid.
Yeah,
like mentally.
Yeah, for sure. She was on point.
Yeah,
she was on
I
point.
feel like he would have died without her.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope he admits that. But anyway, that's how I realize that's how crazy we are. Oh, the fire will for sure make us survive, but I'm sucking at it right now. So I'm just gonna like show you how awesome I am at building this A-frame shelter.
Yeah, funny, right?
No, I mean it's funny, but at the same time, that's what humans do. So,
Yep.
They might have died because he was too embarrassed to keep working on the fire.
Yeah. Worth it. Save the ego.
And then they burned so many calories chasing a chipmunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that chipmunk keeps eating all our berries. I feel like he's not eating all your berries, dude.
Probably not.
He's way too little to eat all your berries.
That chipmunk's capped out at like 2 blackberries.
He can stuff his cheeks, so maybe 6.
Right, yeah.
But maybe you're just not picking enough berries.
That's
just
right.
pick enough for him to take them.
Yeah.
Don't. And then the calories expended to kill that snake
Yes.
and to try and kill the chipmunk, way more than they would have gotten from them. Once you skinned and cleaned and then cooked and cleaned and all that, like.
Yeah, how much beef is on a chipmunk? 2
Yeah.
ounces? Not even.
I
Probably
betcha.
not even 2 ounces of
Like,
meat.
well, what's an average deer? About $1.50?
Yeah.
And you maybe get what, like 60 pounds of meat, maybe 40 pounds of meat.
Probably something like that. Like around,
Yeah.
I think around that mark.
So
probably a little less than half.
what's a chipmunk weigh? About 3 pounds? Maybe,
No, I don't think, maybe less.
maybe 2 pounds.
Maybe.
Like a big fat, old, like experienced, like just stuffed full of chest,
Right, yeah, just been-
walnuts. What?
just-
He's probably like maybe 3.1 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's just jacked. And you're gonna get about 500 grams, 40. I don't know how many grams of meat you're getting out of that.
I don't know. 500 grams of meat? Sure.
Well, no, not even. I bet, because I'm trying to think. Like when I pour like out 170 grams of chicken, that's a shitload of chicken.
No. 170 grams. Wait, maybe I'm thinking of this wrong.
Wait, what? Like my diet before? I do like 180 grams of ground beef, and that was the big portion.
In grams? I've never done it in grams. I don't know.
What do you do?
I always do ounces.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, like 180 grams of ground beef is a lot. Like it's a lot.
Right. Okay.
And I'm thinking you're not getting that much out of a
Right.
chipmunk.
Yeah. So
I don't care how jacked he is.
Then I'm thinking of it wrong for sure.
This is so stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But it kind of makes me want to do it. Not Naked and
What, the show?
Afraid.
But try and eat a chipmunk?
Not the show, not the chipmunk, but just go out
I'd eat
into
a
the
chipmunk.
Just go out into the woods, hide out.
Yeah, that's one of the bummers about my injury right now. Is like until I figure out why I keep getting these sores and the infections.
Yeah,
I can't plan stuff like that. It's a real bummer.
yeah, for sure.
I got to stay clean. I got to change bandages all the time. Right now I'm on antibiotics again. I call my buddy who's funny enough a Green Beret, and I said, what kind of skin issues are you still dealing with? And he's like, none.
Oh yeah.
It's been 10 years. Why would I have skin issues? And I was like, that's a really good question.
Yes.
So yeah. So anyway, some changes are coming in my routine. But,
right.
Yeah. But yeah, Toronto. I got back from Toronto. My leg was trashed. I was in so much pain last Thursday when I got back. I was laying there literally with tears coming out of my eyes.
Nasty. They had you on the move when you were in Toronto, eh? It was go, go, go.
It was less that, and just you're not in your own space.
Right.
A lot of my friends are dropping by the hotel, and even if you're just sitting there in the lobby having snacks and a beer or something,
Yep.
you're not out of your legs.
Right.
Which I already had sores to begin with.
Yeah.
And then so it goes from not taking them off right now to I'll do it in an hour to I'll do it in a couple hours to it's 10 p.m. and I never took my legs off.
Right. Yep.
And then you're up at 6 again and back into the daily routine and then to get around you don't want to pay for an Uber or a cab everywhere.
Right.
So if you want to go get a bottle of water or whatever, you walk down to the convenience store, and it's only 2 blocks away, but that's still 2 blocks.
Right.
Which in Toronto is a smaller block, but it's still mileage that you weren't expecting.
Still adding it up. Yeah. For sure.
So I just kind of added up over the week.
Right.
Yeah. So and I don't know. Again, it's one of those stay off your feet, and it's like, okay, well, you're gonna get all my shit done for me.
Right. Yeah.
You're gonna go to all my meetings.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. Just shut her down and not do anything.
Yeah. Well, my life isn't set up for the wheelchair life.
Right.
And I keep resisting, hand controls in the car and certain other devices that people that are in a wheelchair permanently have to use.
Right.
Because once you have it, I feel like I'll fall back on it too much.
Okay. Right.
Sounds really stupid, but I'd rather be in pain and walking on the prosthetics than not be in pain in the chair, because then it's just you wake up and you look at the prosthetics and you're like, ugh.
Right.
It's going to be painful. But if everything worked and the chair would get in the car, would let you drive to work and
Yep.
you're like, just to avoid the pain, I'm going to jump in the chair.
Yeah.
And that comes, but permanent in the chair comes with a whole other slew of problems.
No doubt.
Your hips start to change shape,
Yeah.
from the muscles always being bent from sitting. And then, you start to develop other injuries or just strains in the upper part of your body.
Yep.
And and then I don't know. I don't want to fall into that until I have to.
Yeah. And like not as easy to get up and go everywhere.
Well, things are a lot more of a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even with the prosthetics, it's not as easy. I'm often about 5 minutes. A minute to 5 minutes late for things.
Right.
Because I'll delay putting their legs on for that much.
Right. Just hold off.
Yeah. It's just because you look at them and like I said, you look and you're like, oh, fuck, it's going to hurt, but I got to get to the meeting. And then finally you're like, okay, get your ass in gear and you jump in the legs and then you're on your way.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're between,
Takes
2 to 5, 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
And you don't mean to be late all the time, but at the same time, you're just dealing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses, but how you doing anyway?
Man, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yep.
How's our boy? Forrest.
Who's that? Forrest? He's amazing. He's good.
Is he on solid raw meat yet, or?
Yeah, of course. That's all he wants. That's all he wants. He's now hunting his own meat. So that's good. I just let him loose in the backyard, and he collects what he needs, right?
Fuck, that kid's gonna be huge.
He's just
Or
foraging.
he'll just max out at 5.
Yeah, or he's maxed out right about now, and that's it.
Yeah, he'll like in 20 years be walking around with like a Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Man, we had big plans for you.
Oh man, did we make some bad predictions?
Yeah.
Did you know Danny DeVito was married to the woman that played Carla in Cheers?
Is that right?
What's her name? I forget her name, but
Rita Perlman.
Rita Perlman. Yeah,
Yeah.
They've been married since she was on Cheers, apparently.
No way.
Or it's like for 20 years or something.
Okay. Yeah. They were husband and wife in that movie. It's a kids movie. Ooh, what is it?
Kids movie.
Yeah. The name of the movie is like the name of the little girl in it, I think. Matilda? I think. And he was like a used car salesman, bad dude.
And was Matilda in charge of these little people? No.
No, Matilda was like a little girl. I think she was like maybe like 6 or 7 or something. And she ended up having these maybe special powers of some sort.
Did they adopt her or something?
I don't know. This is not a good story because I don't know the details.
Anyway.
But good kids movie.
Shocker. Husband and wife play husband and wife in a movie. I don't know why. I watched Twins and Junior
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. Back to back.
Twins is great.
Yeah. And then Junior is ridiculous.
Is it? I don't know if I saw it.
Ever?
Yeah.
It's where Arnold has a baby.
Yeah, I don't think I caught that one.
Yeah. It was really stupid.
Yeah, I could see that.
But it's Arnold and DeVito, so you watch it.
Can't beat it.
My kids, though, I watched it with the kids, and they're like, What?
They call bullshit immediately.
Well, they just kept saying, why this, why that, how this, how that. And I was like, trying to explain, it's fiction, it's a movie, it's not real. And then they showed the scene, like there's a scene where they put the egg into the petri dish and then they like squirt the sperm on top of it.
Right.
And the 5-year-old's like, what are they doing? And I was like, they're making a baby. And she goes, well, how do girls make babies? Like that? And I was like, you need a boy, but you know what? We're going to talk about this in about 10 years.
Right, yeah. Not now. You want some ice cream?
Yeah. Hey, who wants popsicles?
Right, yeah.
And it's not like I don't want them to know how things happen, but at 5, I don't think you can comprehend it.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
if you explain sperm and egg and boy and girl, like the missing piece is the sex.
Right.
And then it's like, well, how does the sperm get into the egg? And you're like, that's the part I really don't want to get into right now because you're just not old enough to grasp it.
Right, yeah.
And if you are, I want to know what the fuck you're learning at school.
Yeah, wait a minute. We're pulling you out of that school.
No, I wouldn't pull them out. Like I'm a fan of sex ed. I think the more you know, the knowledge is power.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just feel like there's just certain aspects. I don't know. Like I feel like I'll know when they're ready to hear it.
I think so. I think every kid's probably going to be a little bit different on when they're at that point of when when's the right time.
And I think a big part for kids, regardless of whether it's sex or violence or food that's bad for you or smoking or drugs or drink, like it's all about how you react to them asking and or knowing something.
Yeah.
So if you freak out and go crazy, then they're gonna want to know more.
That's right. The forbidden fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I think.
Yeah. No, I think so too.
And but I think false information is even worse, though.
Yeah.
You know, like back in the day, they'd tell you you'll go blind if you masturbate, or, you know, you can get pregnant if a boy even comes in the room next to you or something,
right.
or whatever they would tell.
Yeah.
Which maybe happened.
Getting pregnant from a toilet seat.
Yeah. All that crazy shit.
Yeah.
I feel like that's even a bigger disservice, though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like we've always tried not to like bullshit the kids too much, and just like give them the right doses of information at the right time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading I think we've talked about this before, but I was reading an article on the what was that the school where that asshole walked in and shot all the little kids.
When?
Like a couple years ago.
A couple years ago.
Remember, he killed his mom, grabbed all her attack gear because she was a survivalist, and he walked into like the not the preschool, the school, like going into the school our kids go to.
Right, yeah, like an elementary school.
He shot like something elementary. It's named after the town it's in. Everyone now is like screaming at their radio right now or whatever. Anyway, the therapist and the counselors involved in it said that, and they've said this like since Columbine and since, the guy who climbed the clock tower in Dallas and shot all those people, and that the kids want to process what happened.
Right.
Like they want to talk at 25 of my friends aren't here anymore.
Yeah.
Like what happened. And usually what happens is they'll go home and then it's them and their parents, and the kid will want to talk about it and be like, I don't what happened?
Yeah.
And it's the parents actually that are more traumatized and refuse to discuss it.
Right.
Which then causes the kids to have no outlet.
Right.
Which then means that they suppress it, and then it becomes an issue because suppressing emotion and ignoring or avoiding what you feel about a situation is usually what causes PTSD or everyone's going to get PTSD after a terrible thing. Right. Whether, it lasts a day or a year or a lifetime, depending on how you react to it. Right.
Right. Yep.
So what they're saying is, and what I've found for me with what happened to me was, get out of your system.
Yep.
And so they're saying parents have to be better or try to be better at talking to their kids after terrible things, because it's usually the parents' refusal to deal with what happened that causes the injury to be passed on to the next generation.
Right. Okay.
Or if the injury is mostly on the next generation, but the parents are empathizing too much, but refusing to express it in front of the kids,
thinking that they're trying to protect them more.
But really they're just protecting themselves.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if something terrible happened at our kids' school, we get our kids, take them out, but then the whole time, if I'm sitting there looking at Ayla and Kira, I'm gonna be like, holy fuck, you could have been killed today. Holy fuck, you could have been killed today, right?
Yeah.
And then if they say, well, what happened to my friends? I go, in my brain, I don't want to talk about this because I don't want to think about you being shot in the face 5 times.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, the counselors and therapists were just saying it's really, that's what really multiplies the trauma, is when the kids aren't able to express it and get it out of their system.
Right.
And the parents, so what they're saying is parents get the counseling.
Yep.
So that you can then deal with your kids.
Right.
Or vice versa. Send the kids to counseling if you don't want to, but get the kids to see someone that they can,
so they can handle it.
They can get it out of their system.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on.
Sandy Hook.
Ooh.
Boom.
Nailed it.
Yeah. That was a bad day.
No kidding.
Want to talk about that Pepsi commercial?
Oh yeah.
What time is it?
Yeah.
Today's gonna be a short one, troops.
Yeah, we're at about 35 minutes or so.
Man, we can
a little bit short.
We can just talk.
I know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do we want to do some fan questions?
Yeah, actually, yes. Let's make sure that we get those, because
we skipped them the last 2 shows.
Yeah, because we've had a few where we ran out of time. So let's make sure that we get into them. So let's just hop to it now.
Hop to it.
All right. My main man, Mark Tomowski.
What's up, Mark?
He wants to know, will you put your girls in Air, Army, or Sea Cadets? Anything like that?
Well, I was Army, so take a guess which one they would go into if they wanted to.
Right, yeah.
Here's the thing. I tried the cadet stuff, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
But it's been, I don't want to say dumbed down, but it's been, I don't know, they've taken away a lot of what it used to make it Army, Navy, or Air Cadets.
Okay. How so?
If I understand, maybe I'm wrong, but if I understand it right, at the younger ages, they don't really shoot that much anymore. And no, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Because they have like a gun camp that they take the top shooters to every summer at Connaught Ranges. It really depends on the state of funding from the government at the time. Like right now, with the way that the Harper government left the funding and then the Trudeau government's just continued with it, money's really at a premium right now for the military.
Right.
Never mind for like training real soldiers, but for cadets.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd have to really see what stage and condition the Cadet Corps was in. You know, for the decade or so that we were in Afghanistan, the Cadet Corps did well because we had all new equipment. So all of the old equipment got downloaded onto the reserves and the cadets.
Right.
So even though they weren't in the latest and greatest gear, they still looked the part.
Yep.
When I joined, we didn't even have uniforms.
Right. Okay.
We expected to show up in our own clothes and pretend we're a pride. Anyway.
Right.
But also, if they don't need it, I don't know why I would ask them to not be a kid.
Right. Okay.
Because if cadets or not, and cadets, like I said, a lot of my friends are in the cadets. I didn't do it. Like after about a month or two, I said, you know what? I'll just wait and join the real thing.
Sure.
But they're kids.
Yep.
And so, I even argue with Alana sometimes about the 8-year-old gets way too much homework, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, oh, I have homework to do. I'm like, fuck that. I want to watch cartoons with you or something. Like, you don't need to do homework right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how much I want them marching around and being barked at and taking orders and
right
before they're adults.
They don't need to be soldiers yet.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to toughen them up. Alana and I were both career military, so they're getting the right talking tos, I guess. When they get hurt or when they try to give up on something. But
right.
Yeah, I don't like. They're both in Girl Guides.
Yeah.
And Sparks. So I think right now that's probably good enough.
Right on.
Yeah.
What age does the cadets start at? Is it like 12 or 13, something like that?
No, it's like about 8.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
8 or 10, something like that.
Oh, okay.
I know when I joined or looked at joining, I think I was 13, 14, and I was old.
Right. Okay.
For the new kids.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. Like I think about it, and I'm like, as a kid, marching around and taking orders and all that, it teaches you a certain amount of discipline, but at the same time, you're 13 or 14 or whatever.
Right.
Be lots of time to adult when you're an adult.
Right. Good point.
It's not like it's the Great Depression.
Yeah.
I can afford to feed my kids and stuff.
Yep.
For now, anyway.
Fair enough.
Back in the day, that stuff was meant to be like, yeah, we can't afford all our kids, so one of them goes off to join the regiment as a drummer boy,
right,
or whatever, and then the army takes care of them. But yeah, anyway, I don't know if they want to, then yeah, of course I'll take them. But
yeah,
long answer.
All right,
next question.
Good. Mark actually also wants to know, how does barrel length improve safety? Or does it? I don't know. I don't know what's happening here.
In context to what?
It was part of a slew of other questions
from him. So
yeah.
Oh, so he was like a question hog.
He definitely dropped a few on there.
So did he?
So
okay. So was there a question before or after this one that would have made?
There was questions before, but
not related to this.
Not related. Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is that, if you have a pistol, carbine, or a long rifle, the longer your barrel, the less likely you are to shoot yourself with it.
Right. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
But other than that, like, barrel length, it's at the end of the day, it's how you treat your weapon.
Yeah.
Like that scene in Black Hawk Down. This is my safety, sir.
Yeah, that's right.
Go fuck yourself. Delta Force. Safety is a safety.
Yeah.
But what his point is, though, like, the weapon is not necessarily the reason for
It's not going to spontaneously. Do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and so the point of that scene was more about, you know, he was confident in himself and his weapon that he knew, even if it was off safety, he wasn't going to be the one that made it do something bad.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so if you have a little Dillinger pistol in your pocket or a 24-inch 338 Magnum long rifle on your back, you're the one that's going to make it do something unsafe.
You bet.
All right.
Right on.
Carry on.
That's how
Next question, not from Mark.
Right. Yes. So, Luscious Johnny V asks, what kind of coffee do you drink? And I raise my eyebrow at you, sir.
What, like the people's eyebrow?
Yeah, exactly like
well, if you're asking this question and you know how to ask it, and if you listen to this show, then you know.
Yeah.
Firehouse,
bruh.
But
Firehouse.
Arrowhead Coffee Co. is now one of my new favorites.
Yeah?
Owned by a Canadian Special Operations Regiment soldier.
Okay. Right.
Our version of like the Green Berets.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Did I give you some?
No.
He sent me a bag, but where did I put it? Might be in that freezer. It might be in the other one.
I see. We might have to have a little.
It's in the bean shape though.
Okay, that's cool.
I got to get a hand grinder. We talked about this, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what store was that? The one down on Bank in the Glebe.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. And
or there's got to be a place in Little Italy.
Oh, 100%.
That has a hand grinder for coffee.
Yeah, I know. I was in a little bistro place down there that has like espresso and cookies and all these things, and they also had a rack of like of different like grinders and things like that. I'll think
hand
of the
grinders.
Name. Yeah, they had hand grinders. They had like French press and all different sorts of things.
Once again, the Black Hawk Down.
Yeah,
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah,
it's all about the grind.
Right, it sure is.
It's all about the grind.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff.
So anyway, Firehouse Coffee.
Yeah.
So go ahead and order yourself some, son.
Get on that and fire some butter in it.
Or, my buddy Tate owns Caveman Coffee.
Also
which
delicious.
is delicious.
Yeah.
My favorite with them is the Black Label, I think. The gold.
White gold.
Well, there's white. No, is it white or white gold?
I think there's white gold, and then there was a gold package that was like a reserve blend, and then there was the black one as well.
So the Black Label is like a mix of lighter and darker roasted beans.
Correct.
And that's my favorite of theirs.
Yeah.
The Black Gold is so caffeinated, you see sounds.
Yeah. It's a little wild,
but it's got a real bitter taste too, though.
Yeah,
I find.
Yeah.
So I found the Black Label is like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it'll get you moving for sure.
Oh, I had a meeting with the mayor the first time I tried it, and I was sitting there like,
I remember
he was glowing, and like I was seeing wavelengths, like it was intense.
Yeah,
and I'm just sitting there like, just trying to maintain.
Yeah, I love it.
Next question.
Have you read The Art of War?
Like 1,000 times.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe not 1,000. I have probably 15 different versions of it.
Okay. So what's the most useful point you've taken from it to help you in your life?
Oh, well, I signed my signature block has this one, my friend. Who's this from?
Oh, this is from Griffin Causage.
Let's go with Griff. If you know your enemy and you know yourself, you need not fear the outcome of 100 battles.
Yes. Yep.
That's probably the most telling piece of advice, because it's prefaced by, if you know yourself and not your enemy, you'll be successful. Like, I think he said, like, there's a percentage that he put on it, and then if you know your enemy but not yourself, blah, 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 blah. But the point is, if you know yourself and you know your enemy, you don't need to worry.
Right on. Because
you've done the research, you've prepared, you've looked at every contingency you can think of, and you should be able to win. But later on in the book, the best general is the one that wins a battle without a single engagement.
There you go.
Meaning, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, because I don't know it off by heart, but meaning if you can beat someone without actually engaging them, then that's the best strategy.
There you go.
You don't expend your soldiers, so no blood and treasure is spent on your side or their side, and then you beat them, so you get their blood and you get their troops and treasure.
Right.
Hell yeah.
That sounds exactly
and
what.
Nobody died, and you didn't spend anything except for food and basically food.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. Scott wants to know any tips for a first-time father to a baby girl.
Yes, sir. Like all guys, of course, I wanted a boy.
Sure.
But I'm just happy to be a dad.
Yep.
When Kira was a girl, I just said, okay, you are the first man they are going to meet.
Right.
So think about that. How you treat their mother, how you treat anybody around them.
Yep.
But especially how you treat the women in your life is how they're going to perceive their relationship they'll have with other men.
Yep.
A. B. There is nothing you don't do for them. And I say it all the time. Changing little girls' diapers is the manliest thing you can ever do.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that when Forrest was on the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but especially for girls.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to get in there.
Yep.
You're up to your elbows in baby poop.
That's right.
And although they don't have the same equipment to fire their pee all over the place, it still comes out when there's no diaper.
Yeah, you bet.
But it's incredibly important for you to hold them when they cry. Don't ever believe this toughen up your baby bullshit.
Right.
Babies don't need to be tough. They're fucking babies.
Yeah.
They cry for a reason.
That's right.
And if you look at any other animal, when their babies cry, they pick them up.
Right.
Except for birds. Birds are assholes.
Man, fuck a bird.
Yeah. They'll sit on their baby.
Yeah.
And they'll feed it.
Yeah.
But there's no comforting.
No.
Penguins do, though. A little bit.
Penguins.
Good
animal, that penguin.
Yeah, but I mean, only a dope-ass smart bird would survive down there, right?
See?
And that's why the penguins are down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pick up your baby, hold her when she needs it. Don't be afraid of the skin on skin.
Yeah.
Especially when they're like a year, like up to a year.
Right.
And maybe more. Yeah, man, just don't be afraid of being the dad to a girl.
Get in there, do it all.
Yeah, and they'll trust me, they'll be better off for it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Rock on. Okay.
Yeah. If they want to paint your nails, you let them paint your nails.
Yep.
But yeah.
Rock on. I love it. Okay. Let's get into some barrel specs here.
Ooh.
Stu Nog wants to know what kind of barrel specs should I look at for a 223 medium range target rifle, like length, twist, etc.
Oh, well, you got to decide what ammo you want. So I'm using a heavy. Oh man, what am I getting? Let's go with what I got. I got a 18-inch unchromed barrel, Colt Canada barrel, which is important, different from a Colt USA barrel, which because it's a cold hammer forge. And then 1 in 7. Yes, it's a 1 in 7, which is good for the heavier 223 up to about 85 grain. But I'm going to be using Hornady. Oh boy, I haven't got it yet, so I don't know the exact specs of it. I believe it's Hornady 80 grain that I'll be shooting. But it's like a what do they call it? Super low friction something or other. Again, I haven't seen all the specs.
Right.
But that's what I'm going to be going with. So you want it unchromed. You want it to be, I'd say at least 1 in 7. Some people go 1 in 8, but I've heard of 1 in 8. But I don't know how heavy a bullet that would be at 223. Like I feel like that'd be a real heavy bullet. And then are you doing a bolt action? Or are you doing a semi-auto? You know, like that's in 2017. There's semi-autos that are shooting half a minute of angle, which is like a half an inch grouping at 100 meters.
Right. Yeah.
I've heard a guy shooting a quarter minute.
Right. Badass.
Yeah. So that's like basically every bullet is it's the same hole almost. You know, if you get that, you know, if you're, let's say you're using an AR setup, because if it's 223, why would you use anything else? You set it up and you make the tolerances tight enough. There's no reason why you shouldn't shoot 3/4 of a minute or smaller at 100 meters with it.
Right on.
Yeah. But remember, ammo and glass. You can't buy a Porsche and then put Walmart tires and regular unleaded gas in it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Why waste your money?
That's
What are
right.
you doing? Spring for the tires. Spring for the super high octane fuel.
Yep.
And your Porsche will give you exactly what it can do.
Rock on.
Same thing with your rifle.
All right.
Next
good stuff.
questione.
All right. Now, have you ever shot an AR variant in the 7.62 by 39 caliber? No.
That's Russian.
The Ruskies, yeah.
7.62 by 39 is greatest ammo ever. No, it's not, fuckface. It hits hard, don't get me wrong, at shorter ranges, but it's that big and slow versus small and fast argument again.
So
But
you wouldn't recommend it?
I've talked about this. I get it. SKSs and AK-47, are cheaper. The ammo is cheaper. But think about what cheaper really means.
Right.
I go to the range and hey, look, it's their thing. It's fine. It's whatever. There's guys that love buying old beater cars and fixing them up and racing them at the track.
Yep.
No big deal. They're not really there to win. They're there to have fun. And you get these guys that buy these, old Russian or Chinese or Yugoslavian built rifles, and then they buy the same cheap, Chinese, Russian or old Soviet bloc ammo, which is all notorious for being reliable but not accurate.
Right. Okay.
And then they put a bunch of money into trying to make the rifle accurate.
Yeah.
Or they could just buy a better rifle in the first place.
There you go. So if you're looking just to sling a bunch of rounds downrange, no problem. But not if you're trying to get serious.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, it depends on what you're there for, I guess. Shooting is shooting at the end of the day. But I use the Dragunov sniper variant of the AK with their rifle, their sniper ammo, and notice I'm doing quotations.
Yes, there's air quotations flying around the room here.
It's not that accurate.
No, okay.
But again, they weren't looking for 1,000-meter headshots with that thing.
Right.
If they were,
They may have not been that successful.
it's like that saying. It's like that scene in the movie. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Yeah.
Dragunov sniper rifle.
Right on. Okay.
But there are manufacturers out there that make AR 7.62 by 39 variants.
Cool.
The good thing about it, I would guess, is that, in the zombie apocalypse, there's going to be plenty of 7.62 by 39 laying around.
Right, yeah. Okay.
So if you had an upper that could take that caliber, you're ahead of the game there.
You'd be in business.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And at the shorter ranges, yeah, I guess. One good thing is that it's putting that ammo through a more accurate platform.
Right.
At least.
Okay. Rock on.
Yeah, rock on.
There you have it.
Rock and roll.
Good. That's a wrap on the questiones.
It is, eh? You know what? I think that's a wrap for us today.
You bet,
My mommy is texting me.
Yeah. It's about time to make tracks.
She's all mad at me now. I keep making plans with her, and then other things come up.
Right. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mommy.
All right. So why don't you let me take care of telling the people how they can support the podcast? So here it is, gang. You can use the Amazon click-through. So when you're doing your Amazon shopping for whatever you need, clothes, books, toothbrush, whatever you got to do, use the click-through link on the jodymiticpodcast.com website, and that's going to help support the podcast. Amazon will go ahead and throw us a little bit of change for helping you get to their site through ours. So that's the jodymiticpodcast.com on the support page. We also have audible.com, who's giving you guys a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/the Jody Mitic podcast. So Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. They have over 180,000 titles to choose from, so you're going to find something that you like, something that you want to learn, something that you're interested in, and you can do that on your iPhone, Android, Kindle, MP3 player, whatever you're using. So to download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/the Jody Mitic podcast. Again, that's audibletrial.com/the Jody Mitic podcast for your free audiobook. And we also have a little more new, Keto OS. So we were using this product, loving it. So if you want to get your keto on, you go to the Jody Mitic podcast.proveitnow.com, and that's PRUVITNOW.com to get your supplements, whether you're looking for weight loss or performance enhancement or improved mental clarity. That's my favorite point. The Keto OS can help you get there. It's the Jody Mitic podcast.proveitnow.com, PRUVITNOW.com. And that's it. No, wait. There's more. One thing we should hit on here is the old t-shirts.
If you ordered a t-shirt, what are we at there, my friend? Are they shipped?
We have pushed go. They are not shipped yet.
Oh, what's the holdup?
We have our man. He's hot on the printing press.
Oh, it's the 10-day countdown?
They're in production, correct.
Okay. So we finally hit our minimum for the order. So they are firing up the presses, and they should be going out in the next 10 days or so, right?
Yeah, I've been in contact with them over the last few days, so things are getting printed up and sewn together and all that business. So I'm hoping to hear back this afternoon or tomorrow, actually, to know when he has sent them out, and then it'll just be a few days after that once they get to the fulfillment center, but probably within 10 to 14 days be at doorsteps.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Beauty. So if you didn't get yourself one yet, there's still time.
Still plenty of time.
Still time.
Yeah.
Go to the jodymiticpodcast.com, right? Go to the store, the website, and you can get yourself one of these fancy t-shirts. Super soft. Super OD green, right?
OD green.
So you're awesome. Logo on the front. We are the good guys on the sleeve. So if you want to be a good guy, right?
We are the good guys.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So these things are getting printed and
I'm
shipped.
excited, and I know it's been a while for some of the first people to order are probably starting to wonder if it'll ever show up. I know I am,
right?
Because
Yeah.
I haven't received mine yet either, and it's my show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So took a little bit of time with us reducing or having reduced the amount of content we're putting out. Of course, the orders aren't coming in as quickly as we thought they would or hoped they would. That's just scheduling. Luke and I are constantly working on it. We have some new partners coming in on the show that will help make things a little bit easier. And, we wouldn't do this without you guys. This, it's called the Jody Mitic Podcast, but it might as well be everyone who, the awesome group of people show. I don't even know what to call it.
For sure.
We've received 0 dickheads.
Yeah.
There's 0 assholes.
Yeah.
All kinds of love, all kinds of support. every now and then I try to stay positive, and I'll post something. Like last week I said, because I just got back from Toronto, and I said, I'm not hiding from the world, I'm just recovering. And I got so many messages of encouragement. And I know if you've sent me a message on my Facebook page, you're probably wondering if that's a real page, but don't worry, I'm going to answer them eventually. There's so much to do in a day, and I got to get better at figuring out what hours to spend on that stuff. But we do this because you guys let us.
That's right.
Basically.
Yep.
This isn't for us. This is for you guys, and as long as you keep showing up, we'll keep showing up too. And the t-shirts are on the way. We're going to make some more t-shirts in the future here. We got some collaborations with different products coming. Maybe Hornady ammo is one of them.
Potentially.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe a scope manufacturer.
Possible.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? Mm.
There's a whole lot of things going on.
Yeah.
And I'm writing my new book. Well, I'm editing the new book.
Yep.
A lot of troops have given me great stories. I'm really, it's going to be tough. I got to pick the stories that go into the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like, okay, go ahead and pick which golden egg is nicer. You're like, oh, man.
Yeah.
And, I'm busy. Luke's busy. You guys are busy, but we all take time out of our day to make sure that we do something good in the world. And going back right to the first show, we just saw what happened, the other day in Syria with the gas attack that killed like an entire family pretty much, most of them kids and women. And, hey, man, those are the bad guys.
That's right.
And why do we want to be the good guys? Well, because there's bad guys out there that have to be taken care of. And we're going to be on the right side of history, and we're the good guys. And this is the Jody Mitic podcast. Out.